Hello friends, we are running a few minutes late, but now we are live on everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, and I have been away for a few weeks, or there was public holidays. I think 2 Mondays were public holidays, and then I was away for 2 weeks. No holidays, I did actually a training course. So it's good to be back. This is the first live after a few weeks. And as you can see on the title, this is about the training visa. So training visa is the winning topic. Congratulations to all of you who have voted. And I see a few people are on live now. Just give me a like and a wave and let me know where you joining us from, the city and the country. It's always interesting to know where people are, if they are in Australia, and if so, what city, what town, what region, and if people are overseas, it's interesting to know what country. I'm on the Gold Coast in Queensland, and as you can see, I'm wearing long sleeves. It's getting winter. We're still in autumn. But yeah, it is a chilly 23 degrees, so not too chilly, but compared to summer, it is getting colder. So we have Krista from Johannesburg in South Africa. Nice. I was in Johannesburg in South Africa July 2018. That was great. I travelled all around South Africa. Started in Johannesburg and then went all across to Durban, down to Port Elizabeth, and then across to Cape Town. And I had an amazing time. Really enjoyed that. And I spoke about immigration law, of course. So whenever I go overseas or whenever I go anywhere, I talk about immigration law. We have on Facebook in Cairns. So yeah, I'm just going to talk for a few more minutes for people to come on, because also my apologies, we've had a few hiccups with the countdown and the times on the event. So it's always 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, because I'm in Queensland, so that means Australian Eastern Standard Time because I'm on the East Coast. So it's currently 4 p.m. or 10 past 4. So, and if should you be uncertain or should you be unsure what time we have the live, send us a message either on Facebook or Instagram, or you can send us an email and we can clarify for you. We had 3 topics to choose from. We had the training visa, which is the winning topic. We had as an option just different visa types to apply for when you're already in Australia, which was the second most popular topic, And then thirdly, we had the global talent visa. Global talent visa is a very, very good visa and very interesting. I really, really, really want to talk about this. So we put it up again next week, and eventually we will speak about that. But for today, we have training visa. So let me know in the audience, let me know who is actually on a training visa. Just write in the comments, let me know who is currently in the process of applying for a training visa, or who has already applied for a training visa, or who is currently holding a training visa. Just let me know in the comments. I'm just going to have a sip of coffee. While we're waiting on the comments, I'll tell you a funny story. So the reason why I'm late to this live is, well, first of all, there was a hiccup with time zones, because I have an international team. So we have lots of different time zones, and the person who is doing our social media, she is in the Philippines and she is 2 hours behind. And so there was a lot of confusion. So unfortunately, the time in the event was wrong, then the time in the countdown was wrong. So my apologies. We are in the process of fixing this, and these things happen, but just so you know, it's always going to be 4 p.m. Okay, I can't see any comments with regards to the training visa. We do have people online on both Facebook and Instagram. Just give me some information about, why you're joining this live about the training visa. Are you, or is it, so I gave the options. Currently applying for a training visa, wanting to apply for a training visa, and I'm not sure what your name is, but Navy None, I guess. Okay, so I said applying for a visa, for a training visa, wanting to apply for a training visa, or have applied for a training visa, or holding a training visa. Well, if it's none of the options, thank you anyways for being online with me. We always have people watching the replay. So, of course, we have followers all around the world, and sometimes the time is unsuitable because people are either asleep because it's in the middle of the night, or people are at work or at school or at university, or they have to take care of their children. And that's the beautiful thing about these lives. I mean, they are live, but they're also recorded. The only disadvantage, and you can watch it in your own time, the only disadvantage is you can't ask live questions. Yeah. So the benefit of joining me live is that you can ask questions, and if you're lucky, then I talk about it in very much in a lot of detail, and you can gain a lot of information for your own circumstances and your own situation, and use that for your application, and it's completely free. So usually to speak with me for an hour is, it depends, there's various options available, but it's around about $500. And here I'm giving my time for free to contribute and to give back to the community. So here we have, so on Instagram I have Sharia saying, I want to be familiar with training visa. That's always good, to be familiar with the different options. Then we have on Facebook, David Cohen, want to bring my partner with me to Australia. I'm a permanent resident living in Thailand and want to return with her. Okay, so training visa may be an option. And David, I would recommend, just in case the training visa is maybe not an option, to book in for a consultation either with myself or with my team to see to see what visa options your partner has, because there's a lot more visa options than just the training visa. So today we're talking about the training visa, but as a whole, the Australian immigration system has over 100 different visa types. Yeah, so I want you to consider that. Today it's just training visa, but there's many, many more options. And if you go into our library, so videos library, or on Instagram it's the IGTV library, just look on Monday Lives, and there is a lot of different topics. Also, if you go to our YouTube channel, so just look for Aspire Immigration Australia on YouTube, and then you will see our channel, and there's lots of free information. All right, and so you can follow us, you can like videos, you can comment on videos, and we always reply to all the comments. Also, should you watch this in the replay, I did say earlier we don't answer your questions. Having said that, you can still comment a question or a statement or whatever you want to comment, and we will address it. So we will get back to you in reply. But it's not going to be me who's responding, and also obviously there's only going to be a reply, a very, 2 sentences reply, instead of having a conversation with me here online. All right, well, how about we get into it? If there's no other comments to start with as to why you joining us here today for the training visa, I understand there's no one here currently applying for it, because otherwise we could use that as an example, and I could answer questions, and I could guide you through. Just, this is the last chance to say, yes, I want to apply, or I'm wondering if I'm eligible to apply, or I'm in the process. We have Aneta on Facebook asking, does training visa apply for childcare workers? No. So childcare workers, they are only on certain Dharma visa lists available, unless you are, so Dharma visas, yeah. Aneta, where are you based? Are you in Australia or are you overseas? So childcare workers, they can apply for Dharma visas, and sometimes also for other employer-sponsored visas, but not WA, Western Australia. There's a lot of different Dharma programs. Aneta, are you a client with us? Like, have you booked in for consultation yet? Because these are the things that we can advise you about. For example, okay, I'm a childcare worker. What visas am I eligible for? Am I eligible for the training visa? Because it does depend on your qualifications and also on your work experience. So there may be an option for you to tap into better visas, but we need to look into your qualifications and your work history. Okay. Just quickly before I start getting into the training visa, and meanwhile, like I said, feel free to put in your comments and your questions. So another reason why it took me longer to get on the live is because I did not remember, because it's been more than 4 weeks, I could not remember how to do a live on Instagram. And I had to actually Google how to do a live on Instagram. Facebook, it was easy because there's a button saying just live and you just go live. Instagram, I don't know if it's my version of Instagram, but I wasn't able to do it immediately. Now, so David is giving more information, or asking actually about if there's any options during COVID. Yes, there is. Like I said, I definitely recommend for David and for Aneta to book a consultation, because Aneta just said she's got a diploma and 1.5 hours experience, 1.5 years probably experience. So that's good, and she's in the Southwest Regional Perth. Great. Wonderful. So my assistant here with this live, she booked a link to our booking page. So just click on that link, auspireimmigration.com.au/book a consultation, and then you can book your appointment with either myself or with my team. Okay, so that was the funny story about me not being able to go live on Instagram because I forgot how to do it after 4 weeks. And just briefly also, my training that I did for 2 weeks, for the last 2 weeks, finished yesterday, was about neuro-linguistic programming. So how the brain and the mind works. I will be starting a new business with regards to coaching and mindset work, and I can assist with lots more things separate to the visa and immigration business. So watch this space if you're interested. Then best you follow me on my personal Instagram or Facebook, and that's how you can find out more information about that. Okay, so training visa. Training visa is a very, very great visa. It is also called the opportunity visa. Yeah, so it gives you opportunity to get a big step closer to your goal. So assuming your goal is to either migrate to Australia and or if you're already in Australia, to progress in your immigration journey, and to gain work experience, for example. So let's say you have had a student visa Yeah, on a student visa, you're only allowed to work part-time. Well, currently, I know that there has been changes with COVID, so international students can work full-time. However, this is only temporary, okay? So in general, a training visa is a very good option. A training visa is for up to 2 years. It is also only a temporary visa. It is kind of a stepping stone, okay? It gives you the opportunity to gain work experience. Now, it's a 3-step process. So firstly, it's like an employer-sponsored visa. You need an employer or a trainer to train and sponsor you, okay? So you can't do that on your own. You need a business, a organization to help you or to assist you with the training visa. And from there it is 3 steps. So firstly, it's a business sponsorship, then secondly, it's a nomination application, and thirdly, it's the visa application. Okay, so it's very similar to an employer-sponsored visa where you go through these steps with the employer. Similar is the training visa. It's just got a different name and also different requirements, okay? So the requirements are a lot lower than for a 4H2 employer-sponsored visa or for 494 or even for a Dharma visa. So there's 3 streams within the training visa. Yeah, so there's either the stream for workplace-based training in order to increase your skills, or there is for professional development training program in order to increase your capacity. And then thirdly, there is the training visa to gain the required registration for your occupation. So these are the 3. How do you do 3? 3 streams. In Germany, we do 3 like that. This is the German 3, and I think this is the Australian 3. So either way, 3 streams. All right. Now, the most popular and most used stream is the first one. Yeah. So the workplace-based training, in order to increase and enhance your skills. Which makes sense, okay? Now, yes, you do need an English test if you're not an English native speaker. You need at least functional English. Functional English is really, really low. So compared to other visa types where you need, for example, a 6 in IELTS test, which is quite high and sometimes people struggle with it. So for a training visa, you only need functional English. So it's pretty much one of the lowest English scores that you need for any Australian visa. Very important part of the training visa is the training plan. So not only do you need an employer to be your trainer and to sponsor you on the training visa, you also need a training plan. So this is where the employer and you, and also there is training plan, what you call that, organizations, and sometimes even skills assessment authorities such as VETASES, they offer that service to create a training plan. So say for example VETASES is assisting with the training plan, then they really look, they look at the business, what does the business do, and they also look at the applicant, and they look at where is the applicant lacking skills and resources, and where can the business and the sponsoring organization assist with facilitating training to the applicant. Yeah. So the idea is really to provide the training to the benefit of the applicant, not so much to just have someone work in your business. All right. So that's why it's called training visa and not employer-sponsored visa. So if the purpose is really just for you to work in an organization, or if you're an employer, if you just need someone to do the job, then the training visa may not be the right visa option for you. Okay, in that case, we can check if there's maybe anything else available. So, like I said, there's over 100 different visa types. So training visa is just one out of 100. Okay, so we talked about training plan. So this is very, very important. The training plan, so besides all the other requirements, the training plan is crucial. And the training plan also determines as to how long you get the training visa for. As I mentioned in the beginning, the training visa is for up to 2 years. And if the training plan, though, is not very detailed or just doesn't have a lot of information in it, well, either it can lead actually to visa refusal. So make sure that we can assist you with everything. So we can assist with the training visa. We can also assist with finding the right person or the right organization to assist with the training plan, because it's just really, really important. And when it comes to visa and immigration, this is not the time to save money. Visa and immigration is an investment in your future. So I do not recommend, if you find a provider that has an offer like really cheap or maybe even free, just do your research, okay? I'm not saying that it's a no-go. There can be, you can just be lucky and maybe someone has a special or promotion on. We do have that sometimes as well, where we have competitions where our audience can win prizes, like free consultations, for example. We do that quite a bit. But what I'm saying is do your research, check their Google reviews, check their Facebook reviews, and maybe ask your network if someone worked with them before or heard anything about them. All right. Definitely not the time to save money on it would be the wrong time and the wrong thing to save money on. Okay, so training plan, very, very, very important. You will not get the training visa, or you will not get it for the longest time of 2 years. Okay, so the weaker your training plan, the less the chances of getting the visa, and also even if getting it could be you only get it for like a few months, which sometimes can be enough, but usually for most permanent visas you need 1 year, 2 year, 3 years work experience. All right, so the longer a visa, the better. Okay, I think we had a question on Instagram, so I'm not sure if I say the name right, but Navi Nelam is asking how the employers would benefit from it. Well, so the employer benefits from the person who is joining their business, learning new skills, applying that within the business, and just being a part of the workforce, being a part of the team. And as the applicant or the visa holder who's doing the training visa, the whole point is obviously for these people to increase their knowledge, increase their skills. And then, the contribution is in the beginning maybe a little bit low and a bit small, but over time, the investment will make a return for the employer. So obviously the employer, there are certain fees that the employer needs to pay. Also the employer, obviously, they are investing time in order to train the person. And what I find is whenever employers do that, sponsoring someone or, doing a training visa for someone, people who are sponsored, they tend to be very loyal towards the employer, and they tend to work the hardest they can. Not the hardest, but they don't say, they say don't work harder, they say work smarter. So what I'm saying is they go above and beyond to give back. So if someone is working their 8-hour days and then they leave after 8 hours, which is fair enough, but someone maybe who is sponsored, they may stay an extra half an hour if the task is required to be finished. Or if they also acknowledge, okay, I'm in training, I may take a bit longer than someone who's been doing this for 5 years, that they just spend a bit more time on it. So look, I'm an employer myself, and I can say that it's always worth it to train your people, because what would happen if you don't? Yeah, so professional and personal development is very, very important in my opinion and in my world and in my business. Hence, I did this 2 weeks training in NLP, which is very, very good. So, another very, very important requirement, keep your questions coming, because this is now going to be the last requirement that I'm going to mention, and then we're going into questions. And so far I have answered all the questions, and there hasn't been any more questions or any more comments. So I'm going to say one more requirement, and if there's no questions, then we may call it a day, and I'll be back next week with another topic. But before I go, or before I start answering questions, so one very important requirement for the applicant is that you need to have certain work experience. So you need to have at least 12 months work experience within the last 2 years to be eligible for the training visa. Yeah, so that's very important. So you can't just... Some people underestimate the training visa, I think because of the name, because they think, oh, training visa, it's training, it's, you don't need anything for it. You don't need qualifications, you don't need work experience. It's not true. So this is a very important, very, very important criterion. Okay, so Navy Nalem. See, I presume it's a male, so the photo is quite small, but I think it's a gentleman. So Navy Nalem on Instagram, he keeps asking questions, and if he's putting all the questions together, he's got it figured out. Basically he's asking, what's the ideal qualifications for this process? So it depends on your nominated occupation. So, for example, if you are a chef or cook, it would be beneficial. You definitely have to have the 12 months experience, which I just mentioned. It's pretty windy. I'm gonna get a shell to hold my paper. I'm having a paper here just to make sure that I mention everything and don't forget, because sometimes it's quite engaging with the chat, and I want to make sure that all your questions are answered, because I do appreciate all the people who are coming on live. But yeah, so basically to answer your question, it needs to be relevant to the nominated occupation. Yeah, and there's a certain skills occupation list for the training visa, and it needs to be on that list, and then you need to have the 12 months work experience, and you need the employer who is going to be your trainer and supports you in this process. Okay, is there any more questions before we go? I'm going to count from 9 down to, sorry, I don't know why I said 9, I want to say 10, but I'm counting from 10 down to 0 in my head. It appears there's no further questions or comments. It's been a quiet Monday. Maybe people need to realize that I'm back. You're very welcome. Navy Nalem is saying thank you on Instagram. So I'm back. I'm done with training. I'm done with I don't think there's going to be many more public holidays in Australia until maybe Christmas, I'm not sure. No, we're only in May. But anyways, so from now on, we will have regular Monday lives, and hopefully see many of you back next Monday with the next topic. All right, have a wonderful afternoon or evening or day, wherever you are in the world. I see you next time.